In March of the Machine, we are bringing back serialized cards. Now, I feel like there's been a decent amount of back and forth about serialized Magic the Gathering cards at this point, so I'm not gonna probably be saying anything super unique or super special, but there is one little piece of this that I feel like people don't tend to talk about very much, so I'm wanting to talk about it today. As just a really brief overview, this is a pretty new thing to Magic the Gathering. I think the first time we had a serialized Magic the Gathering card was Viscera Seer, which was like inverted, and I think that was something that like a few people would get in Secret Lairs, and then we brought it back for the Brothers War. Honestly, I think these are pretty cool, just as an extra little collector's piece, but I understand why some people might not like it, but let me explain why I don't think it's as problematic as some people say. First of all, serialized cards have been around in other games, and especially in sports trading cards, it's been a thing for a long time. So I think that if they are able to not only survive but thrive, that I think it's kind of silly to think that Magic the Gathering is doomed by normalizing serialized cards, though I think if they do it too much, it won't be special anymore. But with March of the Machine and having all of these serialized legendary cards, I think is going to be really cool. It's going to make opening one a lot more exciting, and those are going to be, you know, special and valuable. And here's the part that I don't think people talk about enough, which is that there are some people with enough disposable income that they are going to go searching for a serialized card. They will buy a ton of collector boosters, which the average person can't afford because they're ridiculously expensive and it's mostly foil, so they're all curled and barely playable cards anyways. But let's say that that person is responsible enough to, when they're done with those cards that they're not going to need, they're putting them back out into the market. This is a great way to keep the cost of singles down. Typically, the more a set is opened, the cheaper the singles are, and if there are people who are going to go hunting for serialized cards, they're going to have to open a ton of product to even have a chance at finding it, because I think it's less than 1% of collector boosters have a serialized card in it. So that's just a ton of product that's getting opened, and that's putting a lot more singles out into the market, and, you know, should lower the cost. And I know that standard isn't as popular as it used to be, which makes me sad because I love standard, but this is a great way to make standard more affordable, except for, you know, Shieldred. I don't know what happened there. So obviously this is something that should be done sparingly, because if it happens too much, then all of a sudden it's not special anymore. But in situations like this, where I think the set is going to be fairly popular, if people want to open extra product to get more of it out there and more singles out there available for people, should lower the cost of those singles, I think that's a win. Though I do think it's kind of sad that number 1 Ragavan was already pulled by SCG. That, you know, takes the excitement out of that. And I also have been cringing at the fact that the 1 of 1 The Ring coming out this summer might never be found. That is kind of sad to think about. But yeah, I didn't have much to say about serialized cards, because at this point I feel like anything that is worth saying about them has probably been said, but I feel like people haven't put emphasis on this one part about it. But what do you guys think about serialized cards? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a later video.